and thank you. Welcome to the Calvin Dean Show, sponsored by the NFL Network. This is Calvin Dean. Wow, we got 2 weeks, people. 2 weeks to the 2021 NFL Draft. And man, it's exciting, guys. I mean, there's been some stuff going on this week. Julian Edelman, he retired. 3 Super Bowl rings. The guy was just phenomenal. I mean, what a warrior. He will be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Julian Edelman, just, I've never seen catches. Remember the one catch in the Super Bowl against Atlanta when they were coming back, that circus catch that he made? Will go down in infamy. Just wow, what a catch that was. And he's had so many. And the guy was a sheer warrior. I mean, hats off to Julian Edelman. You will be missed, my friend. You will be missed. I believe he went into a physical. The New England Patriots gave him, it's like a physical because he just came off an injury and he failed the physical, and then they released him, and then he retired. Hats off to Julian. What a great career for Julian Edelman of the New England Patriots. The guy was all world. I mean, he was that one constant wideout for Mr. Tom Brady that, it was always going to Julian. He always could count on Julian. He was like Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. Mr. October. When it came to matter, Reggie would always deliver. And that was the same thing with Julian. When it was game time and it was a Super Bowl or a playoff game, the guy just came through. I mean, he was unstoppable sometimes. I mean, they didn't know what to do with him. He was that good. And he will be missed. Wow. Thank you, Julian. Thank you so much for everything. All right. Yeah, that was for Julian Edelman. Now, getting down to the people who are still playing, Jadeveon Clowney. Mr. Clowney signs a 1-year deal with the Cleveland Browns for $10 million. Wow. I mean, they have Jadeveon Clowney. I mean, the guy is he's a super freak, but the thing is, he cannot stay healthy. He needs to stay healthy, and that is his one problem. He's a massive person. I mean, his body, everything is huge. And I mean, when he's on, he is just on, and that's going to help their edge rushing. I mean, think about that edge, those 2 edge rushers. Wow, in Cleveland. Oh, wow. Oh, I mean, come on. Myles Garrett, right? And Jadeveon Clowney, edge rushing for the Cleveland Browns. Just think of that, guys. I mean, that's just nasty. I mean, they almost made it last year. They almost furthered their playoff run. I'm telling you something. The Cleveland Browns look pretty good this coming year. I mean, they really do, people. I mean, it's just going to be, they're going to be a sleeper. I don't think, a lot of people are picking, still the Kansas City Chiefs or, something like that. But I think that it's going to be tough. And because New England Patriots, I mean, they went out in free agency and they have a winning team. They have a team that could go to the Super Bowl. The unfortunate part about their team is that, I mean, their wideouts are still suspect. They have the 2 great tight ends. They have the bookend tight ends, which is now just phenomenal. But still, I'm still not bought on that team. I'm just not bought. I really, they have Nelson Aguilar, they signed him. They made such a big deal about it. I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I really don't. I don't think, Cam Newton is all that. He lost a lot. He won't be, running for his life like he did last year. He tried to take the whole entire team on his shoulders, and the team was terrible. I mean, just terrible, terrible, terrible team. And this year, it's going to be different. It's going to be different, but I mean, I think they need a premier wideout. That's what I think they need, or just a running back. A really, really good top pick running back. That would be. Then they'd be going for it. I believe they were trying to obtain Leonard Fournette from the Bucs, but they failed that. And I mean, talking about the Bucs picked up Giovanni Bernard from the Cincinnati Bengals. Think about that one. I mean, think about that, guys. Think about their offensive power and the depth they have. Okay, Rojo, right? Fournette, Vaughn, and now Bernard. I mean, just those four are deadly. And then they have the tight ends. They're coming back. Brady, OJ, and then Mr. Howard and Mr. Gronkowski. Wow. And then they're still in negotiations with AB, Antonio Brown. They have Mike Evans. They have Godwin. Oh my God, guys. The team is just stacked. I just don't see them not going back to the Super Bowl. You have to prove me wrong. I mean, I predicted it last year, and this year it's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough for anyone to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Come on. They kept almost every single player that they went to the Super Bowl with. And, of course, I mean, Dominant Sue, they kept him. I mean, come on, man. Really. The Tampa Bay Bucks, they look all world this year. And it's going to be that's going to be another tough division. Think about it. Now, I don't know. The Green Bay Packers, they always they want to be. They get there, and they lose. They want to be, get there, and they lose. And you would think, management would say, why don't we go get some more weapons for Mr. Rogers to throw to? Wouldn't that be a great idea? Man, come on, man. Green Bay, really, seriously, guys. The front office, I mean, they really need to do an overhaul. Because if they don't pick up some excitement, they're just going to have the same old, Aaron Jones re-signs. That was definitely a great sign for the Green Bay Packers. But they need another bookend tight end. They need a couple more wideouts to really take the edge off of Aaron Rodgers trying to the thing of it is, think about it. I mean, you have Devontae Adams as the wideout. And he's all world, man. No one can stop him when he's on, and he's on all the time. I mean, they double team him, he's still going to beat you. He's that type of wideout. I think he's the best in the NFL right now. Devontae Adams, he's unstoppable. How about Mr. Aaron Rodgers on Jeopardy? He's talking. Hey. He wants to be the new host of Jeopardy after his football career is over. And that's kind of cool. I kind of like that. It's kind of fun. I mean, the guy is just, he's kind of crazy, but that's what I love about him. Let's look at the top 2021 NFL draft, like 2 picks for every team. The ideal 2 picks, you know. You always have to look at a team and see what they need, you know. And let's look at that. I mean, seriously, it's going to be an exciting year. I mean, well, let's start in the AFC. Why not? The Baltimore Ravens. Well, of course, they need some wideouts. So they're a 27th overall pick. And, you know, I'm thinking maybe Tony, Kadarius Toney from the Florida Gators. I mean, the kid can fly for number 1. I mean, he's a really, really good 5. They're saying 5'12". Hello, that's 6 foot. I mean, really, guys? I mean, the guy definitely can fly, and I think he would be a great pickup for number 27th pick overall. I mean, and then they have the next pick is I think it's 58, and then maybe go with a tight end. There's a kid in Boston. What's his name? Hunter Long. Hunter Long. How about him? I mean, maybe bring in another tight end to help Mr. Andrews. The Hunter Long, 6'5", 254 pounds. I mean, the kid he's good. He's good, and I think he'd be a great second round pick for the Baltimore Ravens. They have that whole receiving core, and they have downtown Hollywood Brown, but just can't have downtown Hollywood Brown doing his thing. And I just don't. And Lamar Jackson, you gotta give that team some weapons so Lamar Jackson doesn't have to have another 1,000-yard season in rushing. If Lamar Jackson has 1,000-yard season in rushing this year, I can guarantee you that Baltimore maybe will make the playoffs. Maybe, I'm saying, and that's sad. That's sad. I think they really need to get a wideout. Maybe trade down and get even a better wideout. That's my opinion. Then we have the Buffalo Bills. I mean, of course, they have the 30th pick. They were playing for the championship against the Kansas City Chiefs. So, they're 30th pick, and they need an edge rusher. They really need an edge rusher, and that's the key. I mean, look what happened to Tampa Bay when they played the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and they had those edge rushers, and they couldn't stop them, and they got to Mahomes. Mahomes was running for his life, and I think maybe there's an edge rusher from Oklahoma. His name is Ronnie Perkins, and I think he'd be a great fit for the Buffalo Bills. I mean, number 30, if Mr. Perkins is still around, and then they have the 61st pick on the second round, and maybe shore up their offense. Maybe throw in another running back. Javon Williams of North Carolina. That's what I would do. I mean, their defense is pretty stout, so I don't really think they really need anyone in the defense. Maybe just like I said, the edge rushers. They really need to get to the quarterback. They really do. So that's my take. And let's look at the Cincinnati Bengals. They need everything. They need an offensive tackle. They're number 5 pick. So I think Mr. Sewell from Oregon, he's this left tackle, like huge. The guy he's all world. He's like this huge brick wall, and the kid is just 331 pounds, 6'5". Wow. I'm telling you, that kid can play, and they need to protect Burrows. They really need to protect Burrows, and they just got rid of Mr. Giovanni Bernard, right? Giovanni Bernard. He's a Giovanni Bernard. Anyway, they just got rid of him. Maybe running back. I don't know. They should go. They have a running back. They have one of the top running backs. They have Joe Mixon, guys. Joe Mixon. You know, he is fighting some injuries because they have absolutely no. They don't even have, guys. They don't have an offense. Joe Burrow got hurt last year, and I told everyone he would get hurt. And he's going to run around for his life. Offensive tackle, they have to be. That's their first pick. And I would go maybe a cornerback from Washington, from their second pick, Elijah Molden of Washington. The kid is good. Kid's good. 5'10", 192 pounds. Kid can fly. He can fly. I think that would be a great fit for them. That's for sure. Now you're talking Cleveland Browns. Wow. Here you go. Cleveland Browns. Javivius Clowney. Myles Garrett. Come on. They're going to just shore up that defense. They need another linebacker or even defensive tackle. Maybe I'm thinking, the 26th pick would be Collins from Tulsa, the linebacker. That kid is just, he's huge. He's huge. He's 259 pounds, 6'5". He's that Oklahoma bred, type of player. And I really think that he would fit great in Cleveland, and then on the other hand, they need. I think they maybe if you can get. I was thinking maybe offensive tackle, maybe another cornerback. Maybe an O lineman. Just to shore up what they have. Or maybe even slip in another wideout. That would be kind of fun. But I don't know where the wideouts are going to be at the end of the draft. But maybe a defensive tackle. Maybe I would say Nixon on Iowa. That would be a good pick for them. So, load up on the defense for the Cleveland Browns. So they're going to be unstoppable. Their offense is amazing. Now, you figure that the Denver Broncos, they have the 9th overall pick. Now, I really believe the first three picks are going to be quarterbacks. It's going to be Trevor Lawrence going to Jacksonville. And then the next pick will be Mr. Wilson going to the New York Jets. And then now San Francisco traded down to number 3. And a lot of people are saying Justin Fields. But I just don't see it happening. I don't think they're going to take a Justin Fields. I really don't. I honestly believe that Shanahan going to the Super Bowl with Matt Ryan and having that type of a quarterback, like a Peyton Manning type of quarterback, and Mac Jones from Alabama. Nicky's Niners, man. Nicky's Niners are going to be so happy. Mac Jones for the Niners, and they might even trade Jimmy G for maybe a wideout or something. That would be a great trade. But Mac Jones, I think Mac would definitely be ready to start. And maybe they keep Jimmy G for the year to mentor Mr. Mac Jones. But I really think Mac would be ready to start. And I really think they should use Jimmy G as trade bait. One of the teams that really need a quarterback. Maybe Chicago. I think they're still in need of a quarterback. The Washington Redskins are in need of a quarterback, and maybe get a defensive player, another defensive player on a trade with Washington. That would be interesting. Yeah, it would be interesting, and because they have some clout. Now, the only thing of it is that Jimmy G never sticks around. He's only had one season, he played the full 16 games, and he brought his team to the Super Bowl. I mean, that's pretty huge, and when he's playing, he's on fire, and he's all world. He can take any team to the Super Bowl. So that's another thing about Jimmy G. I mean, getting rid of him, that'd be tough. That'd be really tough, But so back to Denver Broncos. I think they'll probably try. I think maybe Justin Fields will fall into their laps. I have this strange feeling they're going to, but I don't know. I don't see. I think they're happy with Drew Lock. I really do. I think their Rashad Weaver is going to go as an edge rusher to the Denver Broncos. I really think that might happen. I don't see them picking a quarterback on 9th overall. If they go down, or maybe a Trey Lance, but I really believe it's going to be an edge rusher, and I'm going to give it to Rashad Weaver of Penn State. Of Pittsburgh. Anyway, and then we have they need maybe a linebacker. I guess they're 40th overall. There's a great linebacker from Kentucky. His name is Jamin Davis, and and I think he would be a great pick for them. Share up their linebacking crew, but man, I tell you, in a conference, think about it. Their conference, they have Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, and Deshaun Watson. I mean, come on. I mean, you right there, you have literally the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. Those 5 quarterbacks, and literally, you have 4 out of those 5 are the top 6 quarterbacks in the NFL. Top 6, 4 out of those 5. I mean, I'm giving Josh Allen is definitely a number 4 quarterback. You have to be. I think Aaron Rodgers is number 1, and I think Mr. the GOAT is number 2, Tom Brady. Number 3 would be Mahomes. Number 4 would be Josh Allen. And number 5 would be Deshaun Watson. And then number 6 would be Lamar Jackson. And then Justin Herbert, he's in the top 10. So, I mean, when you have that type of talent in your conference, man, it's hard. It's hard to go, hey, we really need our quarterback to step up. And Drew Lock needs to step up, but he was playing really well near the end of the year, and the kid can really throw. Will they go for a quarterback? Will they? Will they not? My guess, they probably will try to maybe trade down and get what they want. But on the other hand, I think they need an offensive tackle. And I think the Denver Broncos' first pick will be an offensive tackle. And that offensive tackle will be Samuel Cosmi of Texas. And the kid is huge. I mean, huge. That's 314 pounds, 6'6". Come on. That's what they're going to pick, their first pick. I definitely think that. And then Jamin Davis of Kentucky, their second pick. Anyway, Texans. Whew, wow. Well, they need an edge rusher. That's for sure. Because they lost an edge rusher. He was hurt all the time anyway. Really, we're not going to go into that. And they're not picking to the 3rd round. There might be some good edge rushers in the 3rd round. I think probably try to get an edge rusher. I'm not too certain on which edge rusher is going to be in the 3rd round. I just don't see that many. So they're going to have to shore up. It's so hard to pick them because they have the 67th and the 109th pick. So I just I don't know. Maybe a linebacker, or an edge rusher in both those picks. But and like I said, I hate to go over the teams that have only the third and fourth round. You never know. You never know. You just can tell what they need. And anyway, Jacksonville Jaguars. I think Jacksonville, of course, Trevor Lawrence, Mr. All World, 6'6". The kid's Hercules, man, long hair, flowing hair, and then they have another first round pick. I think they're probably going to go with Alex Leatherwood, of big offensive tackle from Alabama. That's probably to help Trevor Lawrence out. Have to protect that kid. He's going to be a superstar. He's definitely going to be a superstar. Then I just want to go over to teams. I think, Kansas City, that they have the 35th pick. I think they'll probably go with Tucker from USC, the offensive lineman. I think they need another offensive lineman in the second round. Maybe Quinn Menertz, offensive lineman of Wisconsin. Wisconsin always brings out them in USC. They always have these massive linemen, and this kid from Wisconsin, he's just this mega. He's huge, 320 pounds, 6'3". They say he's 320 pounds. I think he's more. And Tucker from USC. That kid's a monster. I mean, that kid's a monster. 308, 6'5". He's lean, mean, fighting machine, that kid. I mean, he needs to put on some pounds. That's only negative with him. And we have the Chargers. They have the 13th pick. If he's available, I would go Devonta Smith from Alabama, if he's available. I mean, Smith is just all world. I mean, the kid is really, 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 really good. Very good, very good. And it's 170 pounds, 6 foot. I mean, but the kid can fly, and he's so exciting to watch. Him and Haber, oof, wow. And then maybe the second round. I believe they're 47th overall. They're going to need an O lineman. There's a kid from North Dakota State. I love this kid. His name is Raduz, and Dylan Razuz. And he's 301 pounds, 6'4". It'd be a good second round pick for him. This thing is, it'd be nice to see Smith working with, Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. Oh, wow. What that'd be a triple threat, with Haber. I'm telling you guys, that would be huge. Watch out for the Chargers if that happens. And then we have the Miami Dolphins. Now, Miami, I'm not a big Tua fan. I'm just not. I'm sorry. I think they made a mistake when they started Tua over Fitzpatrick when they had a winning record. That was a huge error. Their number 6 pick. They probably going to go wide out. I think they're going to go with Mr. Phillips from Miami, the edge rusher, Jalan Phillips. I think they're going to go with him first, and maybe if Jamar Chase, I don't think Jamar Chase will be available in number 18th pick. So it's between Jamar Chase and their whole thing is they have Devontae Parker, Will Fuller, and Will Fuller can fly. Devontae Parker can catch the ball. I mean, they have this great team. Maybe if they added Chase and Tua, I mean, that would be then give Tua some really good, people to throw to. But I tell you, I don't know. We'll see. So you got to think number 15. Now I'm thinking, this is my thought. I think the New England Patriots in the draft are going to trade down with the Atlanta Falcons. That's my prediction. Atlanta Falcons are number 4, and the Patriots are number 15. And I think the Patriots were going to trade down, and they're going to pick Mr. Justin Fields. That's my prediction. I think Justin Fields is going to go to the Patriots and the first round. I really think so. I think that might happen. If not, maybe Jalen Waddle from Alabama will fall in the laps of the Patriots. I hope so, for their sake, right? And maybe the second round get a corner. Or maybe I'll tell you, maybe even a running back, the running back from Alabama again. Alabama. It's like the whole team is in the first round of the draft. It's insane. What a great team they had this last season. And maybe throwing in Najee Harris from Alabama as their first pick or their second pick if he's still around. But I really believe that they're going to trade down for a quarterback. Either that or pick up a great wideout on 15. I think that would be smart, very smart. The Jets. I think the Jets are, most likely they're going to go. Everyone thinks this. Sort of like a slam dunk in a way in the NFL draft. Trevor Lawrence is definitely going number 1. The Jets are definitely going to go. They traded away Sam Darnold. Hello. Zach Wilson's going to go number 2. They still have the 23rd pick. I think they'll probably pick a great running back. We got Frank Gore on their team, who's 37 years old. And I don't know how long he's going to last. That's for sure. So you got to figure maybe a tight end. That would be a great pick. And have a dual tight end. But I don't think Mr. Pitts would be available by I believe they're on the 23rd pick. They're the first round. So I think Mr. Pitts is going to go real early. Kyle Pitts. The guy's he's all world. Why don't we look at the Chicago Bears, first round, 20th pick. Trey Lance might fall in their laps. He might fall into Chicago's laps. They're hoping. Because guess what? Who is the starting quarterback for the Chicago Bears? Andy Dalton. That just doesn't get old, guys. It doesn't get old. Aaron Rodgers. Andy Dalton is the Chicago Bears starting quarterback. Oh, that's terrible. Come on. Okay, one more. Jared Goff. Chicago Bears starting quarterback, Andy Dalton. Oh, it's terrible. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I think the San Francisco 49ers, I really believe they're going to be all over the third pick. I think Mac Jones, Nicky's Niners, my great, gorgeous, friend up in San Francisco. I think I think your team, Nicky, is going to pick Mac Jones of Alabama. I think that's going to be the third pick. It's top three picks, all quarterbacks. The San Francisco 49ers just didn't trade down into 3, Bill to pick a linebacker or anyone like that. They're picking a quarterback. And they're going to pick Mac Jones of the Alabama Crimson Tide. And they have their second round pick. They might get an edge rusher. There's this edge rusher from Wake Forest, Boogie Bassam. That kid is just all world. You throw him in there with Mr. Bosa. I mean, Nick Bosa. You throw those two in. Think about it. That team is huge. I mean, Nicky's Niners look all world this year. I'm telling you something. Jimmy G. You have Trent Williams, the monster. You have George Kittle, Nick Bosa, Alec Mack. They just signed as a center. He's all world. They also have D Ford, a defensive end. I mean, the guy. I mean, Samson, Ibukam, linebacker. He looks great. They re-signed Kyle Juszczyk as their fullback. He's running back, fullback. Kwan Williams, the corner. I mean, the linebacker, Fred Warner. You have so many. You have Emmanuel Mosley as your other corner. I mean, if you have Terrett as your safety. I mean, they're seriously Tavon Wilson, and then Rasheed Moser as your running back. You have Jalen Hurd on other wideout. Jalen Hurd, he's going to be all world this year, man. Deebo Samuels looking awesome. Brandon Ayuk, the rookie that was just lights out last year. I mean, they're going to be tough, guys. They're going to be really, really tough. Mark my word. San Francisco's going to the playoffs. Nicky's Niners is going to the playoffs this year. So just take a big note on that one. Big note. So this kid from Wake Forest, this defensive end, I mean, you throw some depth into that edge rusher position. How you win Super Bowls: edge rusher, quarterback. Two main things: edge rusher, quarterback. You have a great edge rusher. You got a great quarterback. They stay healthy. You're going to go pretty far in the playoffs. That's really, really important. Really important. Last but not least, let's just go over the Washington football team. I think they would be. It would be in their best interest, maybe to pick up on number 19th, maybe Trey Lance if Trey Lance is available. I don't know if he will be available, but if he is, why not? They probably, knowing that coach, he'll probably go defense. There's that kid from the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, Jeremiah. And he's huge. What a great linebacker. I mean, the kid is just all world. I would pronounce his last name. It's two last names, Owuya Kor Omoa. There you go. I tried. I destroyed it. I know I did. But anyway, I think that would be one of their picks if they don't get a Trey Lance. But they have Fitzmagic. Fitzmagic is their quarterback, and man, I still think Miami's real stupid getting rid of him. That's just dumb. There's some good stuff. I think maybe the New Orleans Saints in the second round. I think they might pick up Davis Mills, the quarterback out of Sanford. I think they might pick him up. I really do. I love Davis Mills. Davis Mills is definitely, Jameis Winston, if he plays well in 2021, he'll be the man. If not, then maybe Mills could have some value if someone gets hurt. So it's going to be a great. I can't wait. I love the draft. I love all the hype. Who's going to go where, and it's so exciting. It's just I just love this stuff. I really do love this stuff, guys. It's fun. Now, for your Cordell Patterson fans, the Bears Patterson, the Falcons signed him for a straight $3 million contract. I mean, that's a great contract. He gets $3 million no matter what. There's no incentives, no nothing. $3 million. He's and that's awesome for him. He's in everything. He returns kicks. He's a wideout. He's a receiver. He's a running back, and the guy is he's always surprising. It's funny. It's like you're if you're in FanDuel and you have the Bears when he was playing for the Bears and you didn't pick Patterson, he would have a big night. I mean, Now the Broncos have a surplus of receivers. And Hamilton, I think he might be a trade bait. Hamilton might be a trade bait because they have Sutton, they have Patrick, they have Judai, and they have KJ Hamler. So I mean, Judai's a great. He's turned out to be a great wideout. So Hamilton might be some trade, and maybe the Detroit Lions. That would be a great trade for them. Anyway, people, it's been fun. I can't wait until we have 2 weeks away. I'm going to go really in depth next week. We're going to look at linebackers, the best linebackers coming out of the draft. There's one kid from Penn State, man. Wow, can he play football? Parsons, man. Micah Parsons. I mean, I think he's the best linebacker out there. I really do think he's. Micah is 6'3", 245. The kid definitely is all world. I think he's going to be coming off the board first linebacker, and I'm just going to go over and over and over who's going to pick what, and I'm telling you, he'll probably be in the top 10 in the picks. He's that good. He's that good, guys. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Calvin Dean Show. Stay safe. Believe we're getting out of this pandemic. I wish everyone Godspeed. Thank you for tuning in to the Calvin Dean Show, sponsored by the NFL Network. See you next week, people.